Some of the companions of the Apostle of Allah, that means his best friends, his closest followers, were reluctant to have intercourse with the female captives in the presence of their husbands. That, to any thinking mind, means rape.
Have you allowed all the women to live? He asked them. They were the ones who followed Balaam's advice and enticed the Israelites to be unfaithful to the Lord in the Peor incident, so that a plague struck the Lord's people. Now, kill all the boys and kill every woman who has slept with a man. But save for yourselves every girl who has never slept with a man. Yeah?
Yeah, but
that's your Bible.
So where are you going now?
By Omar's logic, what I'm hearing is this, that in Islam, it is acceptable to take slaves so long as it is in a correctly instituted jihad, and that in that correctly instituted jihad, as well as taking slaves, it becomes acceptable to have sex with your slaves even if they are married. Muhammad is permitting adultery, and the reason why my Muslim interlocutor has a problem with this is because their conscience does not allow them to accept that their prophet was immoral. Come forward. What's your name?
Omar.
Omar. Nice to meet you, Omar. My name's Bob. So you asked me to show you where Muhammad committed adultery.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to show you. Now, just so I know, which kind of Muslim are you? A Sunni Muslim?
Sunni.
So, and which kind of Sunni?
I follow the Quran and the Sunnah.
Raul.
You follow the Quran and the Sunnah?
Yeah, I don't go under no name.
Film there.
Okay,
Quran.
fair enough. So it's your belief that Muhammad never allowed women to have sex?
No, it's not my belief. It's just I've never heard of it.
Okay, so let me show you.
Raul.
Right.
Follow rush.
Is Raul okay?
Yeah.
All right, so
Follow rush.
are you listening? This is, I'm going to quote to you one of the hadiths of Islam to show that Muhammad committed adultery amongst his followers. Okay? And also the rape of female captives. Now, if your conscience, like mine, says that this is immoral, that it is not an application for today, particularly in your case,
Yes, I agree with that.
then you should reject Islam. Would you not agree?
No.
Okay,
That's
that's
not true.
interesting.
He didn't allow any.
Okay,
no rape at all.
he said he didn't allow rape and he didn't allow adultery. So now let me provide the evidence.
Right.
In Abu Dawood 2150 and Sahih al-Muslim 3433. Now you know what Sahih al-Muslim is? Yeah, it's a hadith.
Authentic, yeah.
Authentic hadith. Sahih means authentic.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what it says. The Apostle of Allah sent a military expedition to Autaz. On the occasion of the Battle of Hunain, they met their enemy and fought with them. They defeated them and took them captives. So Allah the Exalted sent down the Quranic verse Surah 4:24, and all married women are forbidden unto you, save those captives whom your right hands possess.
So do you know what you just said doesn't correlate with what you said before? You're contradicting yourself with your own. What you just presented to me is the opposite of what you just said.
So
Do you understand that?
No, you've clearly not listened.
No, I clearly
So
have.
does it
let's
say
break
that
it
they
down.
were married?
Let's break it down.
Okay, so let's break it down.
They were married, yeah.
They were married.
Yes. So the hadith says that there were people that did this. It doesn't say that Muhammad, peace be upon him, said go and do this.
No, it said Allah did.
No. Show me.
I'll show you. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Omar is saying Muhammad didn't say do this.
Okay.
I agree with him.
Okay.
Omar, you're right. Muhammad didn't say do it. Allah did.
Okay, show me.
Listen carefully.
Please,
Okay?
listen very carefully.
Some of the companions of the Apostle of Allah were reluctant to have intercourse with female captives in the presence of their husbands. Now, Omar, logical question. If someone has a husband, Are they married or not married?
Yes, they are married.
Thank you. Let's continue.
Yes.
Let's continue.
Because that's not that. That's
Their husbands
No,
were-
no, hold on, no. Let's agree on this point.
They were married.
No. Yeah, of course. To this point.
And were Muslims having intercourse with them?
No, yes, Muslims, not Islam. So you're talking
Okay.
about Muslims here.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah. In the history of Islam, there were many times when Muslims were wrong. And
So
they
the
made
premise-
mistakes. And that's how we learn from these things. We
Thank you.
learn
So the
from
premise
these
is correct.
Muslims making these mistakes.
So, what we should expect if Omar is correct
Yeah.
is that Allah would reveal an ayah of the Quran that says, O Muslims, O believers of Allah, do not have sex with female captives who are married.
No.
But listen to the verse that was actually
I don't
revealed.
expect
Omar, listen.
I don't expect that.
Listen. Surah 4:24 reads,
Yes.
and all married women, so what's the topic of discussion?
Married women.
Married
yeah.
women.
All married women.
Are forbidden unto you, save. Now in English, when do we use save as a contrast?
We're talking about money.
It's to negate.
Okay.
Okay? It's to negate. So in other words, another way you could translate this is all married women are forbidden unto you
Yeah.
except those captives whom your right hands possess. Which means that these are married women as slaves in the possession of Muslims, that they are allowed to have sex with them. This is adultery, and it breaks the commandments of God.
The exception is not to
You
married women. The exception
No. Hey,
is
this guy don't
to
understand what he's saying. I'm
captives.
telling you, people. You are, honestly, look.
If
Without
you
disrespect,
can't
without
differentiate-
disrespect.
Okay, Omar.
You don't know the context of these things.
This is
So
the
you can tell
context of
these
Surah
people about it,
4:24.
but these people don't understand it. So you can show me the verse, but you know what that verse really means.
So you tell me then, as an expert who's going to correct me.
I am not an expert.
So you're not an expert, but I am wrong.
No. What you're saying is not true.
You're not an expert, but what I'm saying is
Everyone's
untrue.
laughing, but do I need to be an expert to know something is not true?
Okay, so tell me why I'm wrong.
You're wrong because your point. What's your point? Your point is that.
My
tell me your
point is the text is very clear.
What? Yeah. What does it say? What does that-
I've read it to you twice. I think everyone has heard it very clearly.
Yeah, go on.
It says that there are captives who are married in the possession of the Muslim community, and Allah permits them to have sex with them.
Do you know? Do you understand
This
the
is
context?
adultery.
Do you understand the context of the war and why they're slaves in the first place?
Does that
and
justify
what's
it?
going on? No. It does, look, these people. You need to understand that these women, who are they married to? They're married, right? Who are they married to?
To unbelievers.
To unbelievers.
Yes.
Who do the unbelievers fight? They
The
fight
Muslims.
they fight the believers.
Yes.
So they're the pagans.
So it's justified.
No. We go slow.
Can I ask you a quick question?
We step by step.
Step by step.
The believers,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Who are they fighting? The unbelievers.
Yes.
The unbelievers have wives. Yeah?
Yes.
They're
That
married.
are taken captive.
Okay, they're taken for what reason? Are we just taking them captive for just because what? It's a war. There's a war that's going on.
Okay.
These captives.
Yes.
Why are they captives? Because it's a war, right?
It's war booty.
Something is
Yeah.
going on. People are being
Booty
killed.
in the worst possible sense.
People are being killed. These Muslims are being killed, right?
So let me ask you this question.
No, hold on.
Go on, Omar, drive
Hold
to
on,
your
hold on.
point, brother.
No, hold
Drive
on.
to your point.
I'm going to the point.
Okay.
British and American. I'm so
If you could speed up, Omar.
Hold on. My point is, these captives, why are they captives? Hold on, bro. Bro, hold on. You mean it's
I am arguing from your text.
No, I don't care about what you're saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
I'm arguing from your
Listen to what I'm
text.
saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
or open verse?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Can we come to the point?
These captives, why are they captives?
Come to the point, Omar. What's your point?
No, we are getting to the point.
Hurry up, Omar.
We're getting to the point.
Okay, what's your point, Omar?
I'm asking you a question.
I'm going to give you one chance to come to your point, and then I will continue. What is your point?
So you can continue, but this is the way I speak. I'm going step by step so we can
Okay,
understand.
so
We
I've
can't
asked
go
Omar
ahead.
to come to
We
his
can't go
point,
ahead. We
and
can't
he
go ahead.
doesn't want to come to his point. So I will ask you this simply.
I'm asking a question, not answering. Why are you not answering?
Okay, because I want you to come to your point, and you're not doing
You
that.
understand that this is war going on, yeah? This is war.
Yes,
This is not game.
there
This
is a battle.
This is not game. This is a battle. So that's why these women and these men are taken captives, right? Yes
What's
or
your
no?
point,
My
Omar?
point is, if you let these look, this is what used to happen, yeah. The men, listen. In war,
What's your point, Omar?
look, you free the slaves, right? You can free. See, when the war was going on, I know the way. Listen, when the war was going on, yeah, there's war going on.
Omar, you're taking too long. Omar, you're taking too long.
You're not even showing me the.
You have
My point
waited,
is,
I've
you're not
waited
showing
patiently.
anything.
Omar, let's be clear.
Yeah, let's be clear.
If by Omar's logic, what I'm hearing is this: that in Islam, it is acceptable to take slaves so long as it is in a correctly instituted jihad, and that in that correctly instituted jihad, as well as taking slaves, it becomes acceptable to have sex with your slaves, even if they are married.
You have
Now,
you can when you
now,
marry them. Listen,
let
that's what I'm
us,
telling you.
let us, no, you had your chance, Omar, to come to your point. You had your chance. So, now,
And my point
let
is-
us just reverse
And you
this
mentioned
logic.
rape as well. You mentioned rape.
Let us
You mentioned
reverse
rape as well.
this
I don't know-
logic.
I don't know where this rape comes from.
Which Muslim here would accept the idea that if there was a war and Muslims were taken as captives, female captives, that it would be acceptable to have sex with Muslim female captives even though they are married?
Man, you don't understand. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's not
Do you
about
see?
that, bro.
Do you see?
It's not about that. It's not like that. Look, listen. What you don't
So
understand about
come
the
to
verse.
your point, Omar.
What you don't understand about the verse.
Your last chance, come to your point.
It's not my last chance.
Come to
You
your
don't
point.
give me no last chance.
What's your point?
As far as I want to speak, listen to what I'm telling you. This verse, let me read the verse, please. Let me read the verse again. Let me read it out to me, please.
So,
But no, hold on. Before you read the verse, you understand that the way you speak and the way Allah speaks is not the same.
So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Omar needs me to read the verse again because it's not clear. So I'll read it again, but I'll break it down for everyone.
You're not a scholar. You don't understand how the Quran works.
Neither are you. Neither are you.
I'm not either.
The apostle of Allah, that's Muhammad, sent a military expedition to Awaz.
Read the
A
verse.
military expedition is a war party. Awaz is an area.
Read the verse.
On the occasion of the Battle of Hunain, that's self-explanatory.
Read the verse. I want
They met their enemy and fought with them. That means they had a battle. They defeated them and took them captives. That means they took prisoners. Some of the companions of the Apostle of Allah, that means his best friends, his closest followers, were reluctant to have intercourse with the female captives in the presence of their husbands. That, to any thinking mind, means rape. However, let us pretend for a thought experiment that they all consented. Even though they'd seen their fathers killed and their brothers killed and their uncles killed, even though they'd seen their community destroyed, let us pretend that they suddenly decided, yeah, these Muslim Arabs are good looking and I'm horny, so let's have sex. They consented. But the fact of the matter is, even if we allow that premise, they were still married.
That's right.
They were still married.
That's right. Take me.
Who were unbelievers. So Allah, not Muhammad, Allah revealed a verse of the Quran, Surah 4:24, which reads, and all married women. So the topic of discussion is not divorced women. The topic of discussion is married women. And all married women are forbidden unto you, save, except, with the condition of those captives whom your right hands possess. The topic of discussion is married women, and it says that they are forbidden to you with the exception of those who are your possession, your slave. Surah 4:24.
Surah 4:24, the correct translation is, and also prohibited to you are all married women, except those your right hand possess.
Thank you.
Wait.
Hold on.
This is the decree of Allah upon you, and lawful to you are all others beyond these, provided that you seek them in marriage, which you are not saying. With gifts.
This is what I'm
with
getting
gifts
to.
from
That's
your
it.
property, desiring chastity, no unlawful sexual intercourse.
All right, go on. Let's
So
talk.
for
Go on.
whatever
Go on.
you enjoy
Go on.
of marriage from them, give them
right.
the due compensation as an obligation, and there is no
Okay.
blame upon you
All
for
right.
what you mutually
So everyone that's
agree
laughing, what you
to
laughing
beyond
at?
obligation.
Except
and
what?
indeed
Listen
Allah is ever
carefully to
known
the
in a
verse.
way.
Thank you. This is
Why
why.
don't you tell the
carefully
truth?
to
This is
the
why.
verse.
Telling you what you want to hear.
This is
No.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Listen carefully to the verse.
No, hold on.
No, I'm going to respond to him now.
Let me talk to the people.
I'm going to respond to him now.
This is why
I'm going to respond to him now.
Hold on,
Listen carefully.
hold on.
Listen carefully. Because he's not being clear.
Respond.
Also prohibited are women already married. Then your Quran is lying because I just quoted the Quran. The Quran is lying.
Let me speak.
Also prohibited are women already married.
Let me speak.
Except those whom your right hands possess.
And what does that mean?
Thus, Allah hath ordained prohibitions against you, except for these, which means that now Allah is introducing a different clause. So everything that follows thereon does not apply to the clause that came before it. This is basic English grammar.
Okay. Now
And the
stop.
brother here, maybe because English is not his first language, I don't know. Or maybe he was just a bad student of English grammar, I don't know. Has simply failed to see the introduction of a new clause when they are supposed to be treated differently as clearly written in the text.
Okay, are you done? Are you done? No, hold on. Are you done? Are you
Yes.
done? Can I speak?
Yes.
Read all of it.
Hold on.
Make
One
man
second.
understand.
One second.
They give half information.
One second.
They only give the information.
I know.
they
One
want to hear.
second. Are you going to interrupt me? Please, let me talk without interruptions, yeah? He presented the verse 424, chapter 4, verse 24. Right here I'm reading 424. I'm not reading none of the verse. That's why when I came here, even though it seems like I don't know nothing and I'm struggling, I can tell that he's hiding something, because I know Allah don't work that way and he's not going to let us rape people because we're not rapists. So let me read the verse again for everyone that was laughing. Yeah, for everyone. Let me read the verse again. Let's see if you're laughing now. Yeah, clarified. Don't interrupt me.
Clarify.
And I know English and I speak English and he does as well because he read it.
No, but obviously they'll disrespect you like
No,
that. You
of
understand?
course.
But
Hold
English
on.
is not. You understand? All language
Hold on.
parts, you understand? No problem. They don't have that respect.
Hold on.
You understand?
And also prohibited to you are all married women except those your right hand possess.
Thank you.
This is the decree of Allah upon you. This is all a verse. Hey, listen, hold on, people. This is the entire verse. He read the first sentence of the verse. He read the first sentence of the verse. Liars
going.
get exposed.
Keep going.
You will get exposed.
Keep going.
And also prohibited to you are all married women except those your right hand possess. This is the decree of Allah upon you, and lawful to you are all others beyond these.
A new clause.
He's interrupting me.
Thank you.
He's interrupting me.
Carry
Why are you
on.
interrupting me? Let me finish the verse.
Carry on.
Let me finish the verse. This is the decree of Allah upon you, and lawful to you are all others beyond these, provided that you seek them in marriage with gifts from your property, desiring chastity, not unlawful sexual intercourse. I'm not done.
Rape is unlawful.
Hold on. So for
Unless they are your female
Let me
captives.
finish.
Unless they are your female captives.
Let me finish. I believe that everyone here understands English. Hold on.
Which is rape.
So for hold on. So for whatever.
Don't twist the word.
Hold on. So for whatever.
Don't twist the word.
I'm not twisting the word.
Hold on.
I'm not
Hold on.
twisting the word.
Look, this
The
is
problem
this
is
their
your
job.
Quran.
This is
That
their
is the
job.
problem, not my twisting of
Let
the
me- you
words.
haven't even let me
The
finish the
problem
verse. Let me
is
finish
what
the verse.
Muhammad did,
Let me
as I
finish the
demonstrated
verse.
from your
Let me
hadith.
finish
That
the
is the
verse.
problem,
Who wants me to
not
finish
my
the verse?
twisting the words.
Who wants me to finish the
Continue.
verse? I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read it
Continue.
again because you read that like 5 times. Let me read the verse again.
So we're going to have the verse like 8 times.
Yes,
Please,
yes,
go
8
on.
times,
Go
8
on.
times,
Go
8
on.
times.
Go
Let me
on.
read it again.
Go
Without
on.
interruptions.
He
Yeah?
interrupts. He interrupts.
Don't interrupt me.
He
No one
interrupts.
interrupt me. And also prohibited to you are all married women except those your right hand possess. This is the decree of Allah upon you, and lawful to you are all others beyond these, provided that you seek them in marriage with gifts from your property, desiring chastity, not unlawful sexual intercourse. So for whatever you enjoy of marriage from them, give them their due compensation as an obligation, and there is no blame upon you, for you mutually agree to beyond the obligation. Indeed, Allah is ever knowing and wise. What's the hand like? What does that mean?
So,
Are you finished? I'm done. Yes, I'm
okay,
done.
so he says,
I'm done.
I'm going to.
Explain.
I'm going to.
No, hold on. Before you explain to me.
No.
No.
You're not going to
Hold
dictate
on. Explain to me.
You're not going to dictate to me.
No, hold on.
You're not going to dictate to me.
Explain to us.
I'm going to
You're
explain.
lying then.
Going
Explain to
to
us why you're
explain.
only presenting half
So,
of the verse.
He's
Explain
saying,
to me.
he's
Explain
saying,
to me.
he's saying,
Explain
why
to me.
am I only presenting half the verse?
Yes, let me hear.
Because the verse itself introduces a new clause. And the one that I have issue with is the first clause, not the second clause. Now, notice he's interrupting after demanding that I don't interrupt
What you guys
him.
do is wrong.
Do you
What you
notice
guys
the
do is
double
wrong. That's
standard?
not right.
I have
That's not
to be quiet
You're deluding
while he
people.
talks,
You're trying to deceive
but
me.
he can
You're
interrupt
trying to
me.
deceive me.
Notice the
You're trying to
double
deceive me.
standard. Notice the double standard.
Sting.
Let's read the verse again.
Let's read
Come
it.
up.
Also prohibited
Yeah.
are women already married. So we're talking about married women.
Yes.
Except those whom your right hands possess. So those married women that you possess with your right hand,
Aye.
which is an ancient way of saying female slave, you can have sex with even if they are married.
Finish the
Now,
verse, brother. What's
thus
wrong with you, fam?
Allah hath ordained prohibitions against you. Now listen carefully to the next phrase.
Listen carefully.
Except for these, which means except for those with whom I have already addressed, except for those with whom I have already spoken about.
Where you
Your
getting that from?
Qurandas.
Where are you getting that from?
Your Qurandas, right there. What do these words say?
Except for these.
Thank you very much.
And who are you to say?
Except for
What does
these,
that these mean? Who are you to say
All
what these mean?
others. Listen carefully.
carefully.
Except for these, all others. So now Allah is going on to talk about other groups. He's not talking about married women.
Who told you
He's
that?
not talking
Who told
about
you that?
married women
Who
that
told
your
you
right
that?
hands possess.
Hey,
He's now talking about unmarried women.
Hey, post the whole video.
And
yeah?
I have
Post all
no
of it.
problem.
Post all of it. Post all of
No
it.
problem
You're
with
a
what
liar,
follows.
bro. No, you're presenting
Except
half of the
for
verse.
these,
You're presenting.
all
You're
others,
doing us a favor. You're doing us
all
a favor.
others
You're doing us a
are
favor.
lawful.
You're doing us a favor, fam.
provided you seek
Fam,
them
I
in
swear to
marriage.
God.
Now listen carefully. If you are seeking them in marriage, are they married? No. But if it says all prohibited are women already married,
This guy
are they
don't
married?
understand nothing, fam.
Yes.
You don't understand
So
nothing.
clearly the verse is introducing two clauses
Hold on.
about two groups of women.
Hold on.
Muhammad is permitting adultery, and the reason why my Muslim interlogia has a problem with this is because their conscience
Hold on.
does not allow them to accept
Hold on.
that their prophet was immoral,
You're lying.
that he instituted immorality.
Guy's lying. Everyone here knows he presented half of the verse. He's giving
I
his
have
own
read you the
interpretation.
fuller
He knows nothing
context
about
of
the
the
Quran,
verse.
and he's giving his own
You
interpretation.
decide
I'm done
for
with this guy.
yourself
He's a liar, fam.
who has a better grasp
Presented half
of
of
the
the verse.
text.
If anybody still listens to this man
No.
after what he's done, then something is wrong with him.
He says
Something's wrong with
something
him.
is wrong
You're not
with you
being
for
driven by your
listening.
reasoning.
In other words,
you're not being driven by your
in
reasoning.
Omar's
You're not being
mind,
driven by your reasoning.
anyone who listens to a criticism of Islam is
Why?
mentally deficient.
Why are you picking and choosing?
This is how he thinks.
Why are you picking and choosing?
He wants to live in a world
Why are you
where
picking
no
and
one
choosing?
can criticize
Why are
his
you
prophet.
picking and choosing? Why are you
He-
picking? Let me.
Did I say
Hold
that
on,
there
hold
was
on,
something
hold on.
wrong with the people
Hold on.
because
Hold
they
on.
listened to
Hold
you?
on. Hold on.
No.
Let me say one thing. Let me say one more thing. Let me say one more thing. One more thing. One
Go
more
on.
thing. This is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. You're coming and saying, for example, there's a verse. There'll be a verse that will say, kill the unbelievers. Unless blah blah blah, you will come here and you'll present to us, kill the unbelievers. You won't show us the unless blah blah, unless they say I'm not this not no more, unless I don't want to war no more. You will come to us and you'll show us, kill the unbelievers. That's what you do. It's not even it's not even the next verse. You are hiding the second part of the same verse.
I read the second
same-
part
you
of the
didn't?
same verse.
Did he?
Did I?
Where? I backed it out.
Shall we read it
He
again?
read it after. He read it
Shall
after.
we read it again?
He read it after.
So,
after the brother came
brother,
behind me.
it's all right,
After the brother came behind me.
Yes, brother.
After the brother
So,
came behind me, then he
let
read
us
it.
be
Yes
clear.
or no? Yes or no?
What
Yes or
did
no?
Yahweh reveal to Moses on the Mount
Stop
Sinai?
changing the subject. You know.
What did he reveal?
You're a
It's the
concealer.
same subject.
You're a concealer. Why are you
In chapter
concealing?
20,
You're a concealer.
verse 14,
You're a concealer, bro.
God said to Yahweh, you shall not commit adultery.
Is that why you don't do it?
How can it be that Muhammad is the same God as the God of Moses, when he directly contradicts what Moses revealed.
All right, he's reading the Quran. He's reading the Quran, yeah? You're talking about loneliness and all this stuff. Let me read the Bible. Now, let me read the whole verse. Have you allowed all the women to live? He asked them. Who is this speaking? Jesus.
Say the evil sex in
The chapter 15, number 31, chapter 15. Chapter 31, verse 15.
Of what book?
Chapter 31, 15.
Of what book?
What I didn't get Deuteronomy. Chapter 31, verse 15.
Deuteronomy.
Yes? Are you happy?
He says that it was Jesus
I don't need to
speaking.
know where it is. If it's the Bible, it's the
Jesus
Bible.
was not revealed until the incarnation, which was the new covenant. This man doesn't even know what he's talking about.
Trinitarian Christian, you believe Jesus is the author of the Old Testament?
No,
Yes.
the prophets
Do you
were
believe
revealed
Jesus
by
to be
the
God?
Spirit
Do
of
you
God,
believe
the
Jesus to
Holy
be God?
Spirit.
Do you believe Jesus
Yes,
to be
we
God?
do.
If you believe
So,
Jesus to be God,
read your verse.
Hold on.
Read your verse.
If you believe Jesus,
Read your verse.
If you believe Jesus,
Omar, read your verse.
calm down. If you believe Jesus to
What's
be
your
God,
verse, Omar?
Let me read it.
okay, I'm speaking
What's
to you.
your
Omar.
verse, Omar?
If Trinitarians believe
Okay,
Jesus to be
so
God,
we'll leave it there, folks.
why leave
Read
it
your
there?
verse.
Why leave
Read
it
your
there?
verse.
Read your verse.
Read your verse. Read
This is
it.
what Jesus said.
Read it.
Let me read it. I'm going to read the two verses. I'm not leaving anything else. Chapter 31, Deuteronomy, verse 14, verse 15.
No, Numbers.
What do you mean numbers?
Numbers 30.
Numbers is the book.
Numbers is the book.
Then you give the chapter, then you give the verse.
I don't know the Bible.
I know you don't know the Bible.
You're not here for a joke. You're not here to laugh. You're here to laugh together. You're only here to laugh. You're only here to laugh. You're not here to laugh.
Have you seen those of you that are regulars at Speaker's Corner? How many times have we been heckled by Muslim crowds? How many times have they laughed at us? You see, they complain, but they do it themselves. They're hanged by their own words. Has anyone got any
Just
water?
read verse 18.
This is the Bible.
Verse 18. Simple. Verse 18. Calm down. Calm down. Verse 18.
No, I don't want to read only the verse.
No. You just need to read the bit that's most
Don't
important.
worry. Have you allowed all the women to live? He asked them. They were the ones who followed Balaam's advice and enticed the Israelites to be unfaithful to the Lord in the Peor incident, so that a plague struck the Lord's people. Now, kill all the boys and kill every woman who has slept with a man. But save for yourselves every girl who has never slept with a man.
Yeah?
Yep.
But
That's your Bible.
So
What are you talking
where
about?
you going now? So
Yeah.
where you going now? So who's laughing now?
So, let us address this verse. Why are you walking away? Okay, so he is gone now, but I'll address the verse that he read, and then we'll conclude.
You address it to your desires.
So,
You address it to your desires.
no, brother, I'm not the one who follows a prophet who permits rape. You do. So,
Wait, I commit rape. Did you just say I commit rape?
no, I didn't say
You just
it.
said
I
that.
said you follow a prophet that allows you to commit
No,
rape.
we don't do that.
The
We don't
fact
do
that you are
immorality.
better than
That's
your
you,
prophet
that's you guys.
is to compliment to you as a human being.
How
It
many
is
rapes
not
in
a
this
compliment
country?
to the
How many rapes
example
in
of
your
Muhammad.
country? You lot rape.
No.
That's your punishment.
So,
That's
let
you
us
lot do that.
let us
You
look.
lot do that.
Who's
That's
my
it.
lot?
You.
Who's my
I'm
lot?
talking about you and you
What
lot.
lot?
You lot. I'll sack you.
What lot?
What lot?
What lot?
What lot?
You.
What lot?
White people. No.
White people.
Him.
Christians.
Ask him who raped.
You lot, he says.
about you lot.
But if we speak of Muslims in this manner, what are we accused of? Islamophobia. So what is he? If we he's Christophobic. He's a Christophobe. He's a Christophobe. You lot. Who's he talking about? So, let me address the brother's verse. Because it's true. In the Old Testament, there are some things that by our modern standards we would consider horrific. God, Yahweh, was dealing with the Hebrews who themselves had been brutalized through centuries of slavery. And he, over the course of their lifetime, as a nation, civilized them from being brutal. But he worked for them, with them, and through them from where they were. As a brutalized people, they were savages, and he limited their savagery increasingly. Let me finish. As Christians, We do not believe that we have to follow the examples of the Old Testament. We see them as Old Covenant. So I am not bound by the verse that the brother read in the Old Testament. I am bound by the example of Jesus, the example of Christ, which teaches me an ethic that you should love as you wish to be loved.
Does that include Deuteronomy 21?
So let me ask you this.
Does that include
Which of you, I'll come to you, 1 second. Which of you would want to be taken as a slave?
Okay,
No one.
Can I answer that?
So
Mark?
therefore, as Christians,
he wants to answer.
we seek the highest ideal for others that we would want for ourselves, which is why Christians were fighting against slavery as early as the 8th century,
Okay, Bob.
whilst Muslims were establishing a slave trade from India to Spain.